Thou shalt not worry. Look at someone and say, thou shalt not worry.
Thou shalt not worry.
It's a command, family. It's a command. And I'm going to kind of jump ahead of myself, but I'll probably touch on it a little later. If it is a command and we are worrying, then we are, who said that? We say? Thank you. And understand this about this word sin. You're not some, sin, hamartia, means you are missing the mark. So let's phrase it a little differently for those who might cringe at the word sin. Oh, I'm sinning when I worry. When you worry, you are missing the mark. We're missing the mark. We're missing the goal or the target or the promise that God has already or will provide for us. He really has already done it. We're living it out now. But we're missing the mark. So on 3 separate occasions in Matthew's writing, and we see this also in Luke, that Jesus commands us in his own words that we are not to worry. So J.R. Miller has this quote I read through last night. It says, listen, a good bit of homely, practical common sense wisdom says that there are 2 classes of things we should not worry for or worry about. Things we can help and the things we cannot help. Did you get that? There are 2 classes of things that we should not worry for or worry about. Things that we can help, one end of the spectrum, and things that we cannot help, the opposite end of the spectrum. So what that means, everything in between we should not be for worried. The things that we can help, we should go do something about it. So why are you worrying? I read it like, ooh, yeah. So there's times when I'm worrying and I know I have the within my power in this natural realm to fix it. So go fix it. And the things that we cannot help is all on God. So why are we, that we have to understand, or the fourth thing that we have to realize in family, that when word begins to set in, that we have some faith issues. And faith points to or implies a issue with trust. If you have an issue in faith, then your trust with God is not solid. The word of God tells us in Psalm that it says, happy is the man whose trust is in the Lord. Look at that connection. Faith, trust, happiness. Or if I switch it around, faith, trust, happiness. If I want to get to happiness, or if I want to be happy, then I must have that trust. And my trust is directly related to my faith, or my trust in God will increase my faith. It lessens your ability, or it lessens your present reality of God's ability. Worry lessens your present reality of God's ability. Again, a few moments ago, you think God can do everything. God can do this. And then when words set in, you're like, can God really do this? So we got to be mindful that when we begin to worry, a result of our worrying will decrease our ability to see God's ability. You follow me? So we got to be mindful that we don't allow worry to do that, because when we begin to lessen God's ability, then we begin to try to assume more responsibility.